SummerSlam is WWE's second biggest pay-per-view. Every year WWE tries to create the best possible SummerSlam. Every year they try to go one step ahead. But in order to do more, sometimes things can go severely wrong. So today we will look at this because this is worst injuries that happen at SummerSlam. So let's start with the injury that Undertaker gave. SummerSlam 2004 was really filled with star-studded matches, and among them, one was Undertaker vs JBL for the WWE Championship. Now the match was average according to fans. At the end of the match, the referee was down and JBL's goon tried to hit the Undertaker with the belt. Undertaker countered it and hit JBL with the belt, but referee saw that. Referee rang the bell and gave the win to JBL because of disqualification. The Undertaker lost his chance to win the WWE Championship. Taker was angry. Taker took JBL near his limousine and Taker attacked JBL on the limousine. They both were standing on the top of the limo and Undertaker gave a choke slam on the limo. Immediately medical staff came and took JBL on the stretcher. This was a really horrifying incident. After that, on some SmackDowns, JBL started wearing a different type of protection. He was wearing a very different neck brace and his ribs were also covered. Now I don't know whether the rib injury was real or the neck injury was real, but this was a little bit injury that JBL suffered. SummerSlam 2000 was wild and entertaining, but a really scary accident happened during the main event of SummerSlam 2000. So at SummerSlam 2000, a triple threat match happened between The Rock, Kurt Angle and Triple H for the WWF Championship. The match was absolutely going to be awesome, but a spot occurred between Kurt Angle and Triple H. Triple H was going for a pedigree to Kurt Angle on the announcer's table, but the table accidentally broke. You can see Kurt Angle suffered a severe concussion during this. Triple H was even checking on Angle. He was checking whether he was okay or not. Kurt Angle was taken on the stretcher and he was very unconscious. This was an actual injury. The Rock and Triple H were continuing the match, but Kurt Angle was on the medical attention. But after 10 minutes, Kurt Angle came back in the match and he was looking very hurt, and this was bad. The next SummerSlam injury that we are going to talk about happened at SummerSlam 1995. This was, I think, very irresponsible from the wrestler's side. It felt like he purposely did it. So at SummerSlam 1995, Diesel faced King Mabel. If you don't know who is King Mabel, he was none other than Viscera Big Daddy V. So during this match, King Mabel performed a sit-down splash on Kevin Nash's spine. This was so irresponsible from Mabel's side. Mabel was 487 pounds at that time. This much weight is enough to crush your spine. Kevin Nash says even after 30 years, he is still suffering the effects of that injury. It was horrible. The next SummerSlam injury was really a serious injury. Austin almost broke his neck. The danger was so high that the doctors told Austin he would never wrestle again. He was on the verge of paralysis. So stories of Owen Hart vs Stone Cold Steve Austin for the Intercontinental Championship. And one more stipulation was in the match. If Austin lost, he would have to kiss Owen Hart's ass. So during the match, Owen Hart gave a thunderous piledriver. I have never seen a piledriver like this ever. Steve Austin's neck touched the mat and he was unconscious. You can see the way he was acting. He was not able to stand up and did one of the worst roll-ups in WWE history. It looked so fake, but he just can't. He was crawling. He didn't stand after that move, and after some time, 2-3 referees came to pick him up. Everybody knew that he wasn't okay. SummerSlam 2008 also saw a neck injury which sent John Cena straight to the hospital. So at SummerSlam 2008, John Cena faced Batista. During the match, Cena went for his iconic leg drop, but Batista reversed it into a powerbomb. This was smooth AF, but the way John Cena fell on the neck turned out to be a massive neck injury. Neck injuries are never good. There is so much pain involved in this and it really happened very rapidly. John Cena even kicked out a Batista bomb that gave him injury, but Batista again gave a Batista bomb targeting John Cena's neck and won that match. Cena really suffered a severe injury here. Now I don't know whether you will like it or not, but this is a very old injury. We really had to go back in the time. So it was SummerSlam 1989. Yeah, it was the second SummerSlam. So in that SummerSlam, there was a match between the legendary Mr. Perfect versus Red Rooster. Now the match was supposed to be long, but the match ended in 3 minutes because Red Rooster clearly suffered an injury during mid-match. I think this happened when Red Rooster was jumping and dodging. You can see he was clearly hurt, he was clearly struggling, he was not able to walk properly, and at the end Mr. Perfect gave him his finisher to win the match. The match was supposed to be long, but it didn't. SummerSlam 2016 was one of the most iconic SummerSlams of all time, but unfortunately, two injuries took place at this event. First, Seth Rollins was going to face Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. They have their match, but Rollins gave a buckle bomb to Finn Balor on the barricade. Balor suffered a huge shoulder injury. He somehow continued the match, he somehow won the match and won the first Universal Championship. But next night on Raw, Finn Balor relinquished the Universal Championship as he was unable to compete. In that same event, Randy Orton faced Brock Lesnar, one of the most hyped matches of all time, and the build up for this match was just fire. Anyways, the match happened and Brock Lesnar was decimating Randy Orton. During the ending of the match, Brock Lesnar gave some hard head strikes on Randy Orton's head. He was giving very hard elbows to Randy Orton. Randy Orton started bleeding so much and his head was bleeding. I don't know whether this was scripted or it happened accidentally. We don't know. Reports say that it was scripted and that's how the match was supposed to end. But Randy Orton even missed couple of weeks because of this injury. So this was all the SummerSlam injuries that happened at SummerSlam. So I hope you all like this video. Till then, see you soon.